So again, thank you for your time. Again, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. Today's webinar will be covering Creo View and focusing on MCAD. For the webinar, your mics are muted. There is an opportunity if you want to ask some questions. We will go ahead and then answer those as we go through the presentation. So again, happy Wednesday. Today we'll be covering Creo View MCAD presented by PDSVISION. We'll do some brief introductions of PDSVISION and myself, cover PDSVISION's digital thread, our topic overview, again, Creo View MCAD. We'll go in and do a demonstration of some of the capabilities and functionality. We'll follow that up with some Q&A, and then a thank you for your time. So my name's John Hughes. I'm a technical specialist with PDSVISION, formerly Boundary Systems. I have 25 years experience with PTC products, 20 plus years focusing on injection molding design and simulation. I've been in application design and development in various industries, including automotive, aerospace, appliance, some medical, housing and construction. And introduction of PDSVISION, formerly Boundary Systems. We are a technology leader and preferred service provider, software solutions developer for design and manufacturing. Our capabilities include consulting, implementation services, professional training, cloud, and our help desk. Some history on PDSVISION and Boundary Systems, going back to 2006 when Boundary Systems was founded, and then PDSVISION, and then in early 2021, or I'm sorry, in early 2022, we officially changed our name from Boundary Systems to PDSVISION. And you can see that we are a global company, North America, Canada, Europe, South Africa, India, and expanding further plans to expand and add resources. So strategic partners and solutions. In addition to being a proud partner with PTC, we also partner with Moldex 3D, utilized for injection molding design and simulation, Tacton, Xformation, Sigmaxim, ZCAD, Keyshot, ITI, and Cimerix. The digital thread concept. Here's a kind of overview of the digital thread concept. One way to look at it in the stages of from planning and sales, design concept, detailed design, production planning, etc. And if you're not familiar with the digital thread concept, so the digital thread connects the whole process, engineering, design, and manufacturing process through the lifecycle management, technically promoting the transmission of the correct information to the correct place at the correct time. And all these areas overlap. It's bringing the whole process together. So Creo View MCAD, some of the challenges, one of the biggest issues facing manufacturers is how to efficiently share large volumes of digital product content. So created throughout the product development process and across the extended enterprise. Product development relies on a variety of content created from many different sources. Coordinating critical design reviews for scattered stakeholders is an enormous data and communication challenge, and to avoid product rework, missed targets, and ultimately negative impact to the bottom line, design interrogation and visual collaboration among all stakeholders must be an integral part of the product lifecycle. So the Creo View MCAD, it's a tool for non-CAD users and to save time and efficiency in collaboration. So additionally challenges, there's increased engineering efforts to resolve design conflicts, So design reviews become extended, and it's hard to collaborate with all necessary parties when CAD data isn't properly used for design review and conflict resolution. You know, highly configurable products result in expensive materials and prototyping costs to validate each configuration. So a solution being Creo View, and in this case, MCAD. So Creo View is a visualizing product data system. We can view data in lightweight, scalable, single formats across the enterprise to successfully to meet the digital thread strategy. So today, powerful visual representations of products are embedded in all aspects of the business. It starts with early phase engineering concepts and configuration validation, which continues through manufacturing operation planning, and finally, these visual representations enable rich illustrations for service departments. So Creo View MCAD is a universal viewer that brings 3D product models, assemblies, drawings, images, and documents to everyone's desktop for interrogation and visual collaboration, and all without the need for the native authoring applications. So Creo View is CAD agnostic. And one of the biggest issues facing manufacturers is how to efficiently share large volume of digital product content created through the product development process across the extended enterprise. And Creo View MCAD allows complex product information to be quickly accessed. And now everyone can collaborate visually on product information. We can use markups to reduce work and accelerate decision-making across the enterprise and beyond. So with Creo View MCAD, we can visually integrate ECAD and MCAD information within the same user experience, rapidly load massive data sets, and interact with their geometry, structure, and attributes, capture design feedback. We can compare versions of 2D drawings and 3D geometry. So we have 3D geometry, cross sections 2D. We can perform various searches and analyze various properties, weights, and to help determine costs. It's a scalable visualization, so we can do mass properties again and various measurements within the Creo View. Interference and clash detections. So moving into the demonstration. Again, so Creo View, we have our icon to launch the Creo View. And there's various options that you have. In this case, we can do choose Creo View Edition. So there's a Creo View Lite, MCAD, ECAD, and Standard. We'll be working in the Creo View MCAD. So again, it's a model viewer. It's CAD agnostics, but if you're familiar with PTC Creo, the interface is rather similar. So when we launch this, we have their interface here. We have our quick access toolbar, but general options to do file, open. Again, we can search, and as we can see the various formats that Creo View MCAD can open, it can definitely open Creo parts, CATIA SolidWorks, STEP, Parasolid, etc. It can open 3D models as well as 2D drawings. We go into the Creo View MCAD. Open up an engine part. So again, the interface is very similar if you're familiar with Creo. And do some searches. We'll open up the engine assembly. So it's loading this assembly. And as we see, it opens it, but it defaults to not open up the parts visually. We have the option here of we can select all, select individual components or subassemblies. Very similar again in Creo, we can expand this dropdown and see the components that make up the subassemblies. So in this case, I've got the whole entire assembly opened. If we want to open up additional parts to look at, we can open up in a new window and evaluate. Some of the tools that we have within here to evaluate, or if we just go back, we're evaluating a part. So we want to dig into this subassembly a little bit more deeply. Again, we can open up multiple parts, drag down from top level to lower level. We can split the window to allow for different viewing. Go back to one. Again, easily toggle back and forth. Go into the part. If we want to select components in, so again, if the assembly is a little large and the stakeholders that need to evaluate things a little more clearly, we can select the parts in the graphics window, or we can also select them in the model tree. And some options to right click. My right click is not working. Model parts. So we can isolate individual parts. We can select some filters as well to change units of measurement or display. We can select the model, and we can change colors if needed. Apply. Okay. In addition, going back to the home, if we want to, there's various tools again for markup. We can add notes with leaders. Warning message cannot be saved, but we can still capture. So again, just to evaluate, review the data, whether it's 3D, CAD agnostics, native Creo, SolidWorks, CATIA, so here we're opening up a SolidWorks assembly. Again, we can evaluate the model tree. We can go into tools. There's some options as well here. We've got our model tree area. We can expand this to some other areas of selection and other filters. We can generate a bill of material that can be exported out. Close the bill of material. We can again expand or minimize our view. Go back to the engine assembly. There are some interference checks that we can do. Again, this is going to be a large part because there's a lot of components in this assembly. We can do it, type in our query name, check 01. Approximate is fine. Interference and contact, we can keep the default to interference. We select the components in the model tree, whether at the top level assembly or otherwise. We add it in the input. I'm going to calculate. It's going through the process of calculating all of the components contained in these multiple sub-assemblies to make up this top level assembly. And again, so a quick tool, it's showing us some interferences, 527 interferences found. We can investigate those further down in the tree here. So here, if we select again, if we select a component in the graphics window, it highlights in the graphics window with a box as well as highlights in the model tree. If we right click, we have options to hide or isolate. We can change our colors within the graphics window. In addition, we have various filters and options that we can do. Filter. So we can have shaded display, shaded with edges, wireframe, transparency default to 50. We can apply these changes again. So very similar in your Creo. Again, CAD agnostics. CAD agnostic, we can open up 3D models in various from various native software, as well as opening up oh, looks like I moved this location. It's loading. So with that said, if there's anything specific, we will go ahead back in and look at some other aspects if you want. But again, Creo View MCAD allows various stakeholders to easily see CAD models, 2D, other documents as needed. And one of the values of Creo MCAD, so by providing better and faster decision making through visual product collaboration on common 3D formats across the enterprise, regardless of the authoring environment, working with visual product data gives you better and faster design reviews. So collaboration becomes streamlined and efficient. We can reduce the need for physical prototypes because we can evaluate it virtually. Should reduce unneeded work and rework. And if you want to learn more about Creo View or anything Creo, our training staff are certified trainers and can dive deep and assist you. We have training is available virtually, in center and on site, and please check our website. And now if we can go into some questions, and I see we do have some questions here. Let me expand this out. So again, yes, the presentation is recorded and will be available later. We have another question here. Will Creo View display attribute parameters information as well, specifically from a SolidWorks assembly? Let's look into that. Yes. Let's see. Display attribute and parameter information as well. I'm not sure if I fully understand that question. I may have to dig into that a little bit further. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So another question, we are interested in markups. Can you show how that is accomplished in Creo View? Also, if there's a good way to send markups through Windchill change notices. Yes, so one of the other things is Creo View MCAD is definitely very powerful, used with Windchill. It can also be used as a standalone. You do not need Windchill. Markups. So there is some markup measurements here. We can do some freehand. We can add notes with or without leaders. We can check mass properties. So these, of course, can be captured and shared various methods. I am not certain exactly the process through Windchill, but it is definitely used within Windchill and for communicating various information and markup to share for collaboration. And we will definitely do a follow-up on these questions that if we did not answer them appropriately during this time, to make sure that we do get you the right information and answer that more clearly. So again, there's additional markup capabilities of Creo View. Again, focusing on with the Windchill side. Can we demo saving a DXF file of multiple sheet drawings from Creo View? When I try the first sheet is not usable. I'm actually, for some reason, I can't find the drawing that I had. Let's see if I can locate a drawing. So at this moment, I have an error. I need to find, I'm not sure what is going on with this. But what we will do is I will focus on, or somebody here at PDSVISION, we will focus on these specific questions to test and evaluate and make sure we can provide a better answer, as well as the process or a sample to meet that, that question, that challenge. So you can't necessarily modify the model as far as those. Making changes. We can do markups, and it's compare. So it's for the proper stakeholders to see and evaluate the design, to check and validate things, gather information needed for their next phase in it, but also to relay information back to the other throughout the whole process. And let's open up that assembly again. Open a new window. So again, here, once we open up the parts, we have the option of opening up parts. We can do various markups. We can do some tools to edit the structure. Interference checks. We won't go to Smart Explode here. We'll mark up the tools. We can create sections if there's not sections already included. Display simplified reps. Do not have a simplified rep handy. I will get back to you, Brian, on that. So again, looking at some of these questions here, I will have to get back to you on that, myself and or another associate. And maybe we can schedule some time to go over that specific question, show some examples that are relevant to you and your needs. Any additional questions or perhaps areas that I can attempt to take care of during this webinar, and or again, just to gather the information, and we will do a follow-up as soon as possible. So warning on the markup, the data set cannot be saved to an annotation set, and we cannot save the changes. Scan file. Oops. Markup tools. Chain. So yeah, I'm trying to, well, how to save and export or share the markups is important. And I will get back to you. We'll get back to you with that proper information. This was an introduction to the Creo View and the MCAD, and lots of very important questions that we will answer as soon as possible and provide a little bit more clear detail. So again, thank you for your time. If you require further information, my contact information is here, as well as sales@pdsvision.us. And again, we will follow up with all of the questions contained here as soon as possible, as well as if you have any further questions or more detailed areas that we want to focus in, we will make the time. Somebody will contact you. We will make the time to go ahead and show you that added functionality that we did not cover during this webinar. Thank you again for your time. Have a good rest of your day, afternoon, or evening and week.